In this video, we're going to find the inverse of a restriction of a function. So this one asks us first to determine whether the function 1 over x to f of x equals 1 over x to the fourth has an inverse function. And if not, it asks us to restrict the domain so that we will have an inverse function. All right, so first we know that the function is not one-to-one. One way to see that is graphically here. The graph of 1 over x to the fourth has a vertical asymptote at x equal to 0. We're going up to positive infinity this way on the left-hand side. We think about going from right to left. We're going up to positive infinity that way as well. In any event, it does not pass the horizontal line test. Another way to see it is just find two x coordinates that give us the same y coordinate, or two distinct inputs that give us the same output. In this case, if we plug in 1 or if we plug in -1, we get a 1 out for the output. So here's numeric evidence that shows the function is not one-to-one. Here's graphical evidence that shows the function is not one-to-one. Since it's not one-to-one, it does not have an inverse function. So if we're going to find an inverse function, we need to restrict the domain. Remember, for when we restrict, we want to make sure that we're still one-to-one and take up a full complement of y values, take up the full range. If I go back to the graph, there's two possibilities for that. I could restrict on the left-hand side here, or I could restrict on the right-hand side here. If we choose to restrict on the right-hand side, we would restrict our domain to 0 to infinity, and then our inverse function would be positive 1 over the fourth root of x. We could have also restricted on the left-hand side. That would be restricting our domain to negative infinity, 0, and in that case, the inverse function would be the negative of 1 over x, the fourth root of x.